Western civilization faces tremendous dangers right now. The European heartland is being invaded by government collaboration and policy. Large numbers of people are coming from the Middle East following a religion that is antithetical to the West. Large numbers of people are coming from Africa. And the same problem is occurring in Canada, the United States, and Australia, and perhaps to a lesser extent in New Zealand. There's almost no longer a heartland of European people where the land is ours and it reflects our cultures and traditions. We are being invaded, and certainly the policy in Canada is one of ethnic cleansing and replacement. By 2050, the European founding settler people will be a minority. We will have been essentially replaced and ethnically cleansed out of our own country. The irony is we have probably never been more technologically advanced. The things that we can do with the internet, the computers, electronics, the labor-saving devices, the knowledge that we've developed, it's as if we reached the pinnacle, and the very society that created that is being changed by policy, and it may seem like a pretty strong term, but by people who really are traitors to our people. And I don't blame the people from the third world. They're not doing this. They're not creating this. They're simply taking advantage of the terribly materialistic, cowardly people who are ruling us in Canada, right across the board: the United States, Canada, Europe. The bare minimum is a moratorium on immigration. Stop it, cut it all out. I think there's a very good, clear, clean economic reason. We've got about 7.3% unemployment in Canada. That's official. The real unemployment rate's well over 10. The United States, it's 8 and a bit. Well, true rate probably closer to 15%. Economically, never mind where the people are coming from, we simply don't need any more people. Every person who enters the country is a slap in the face to unemployed Canadians and Americans. Immigration has got to be looked upon in an extremely selfish way, because it is selfish. No immigrant comes to Canada or the United States to better us. They come for themselves. All right, fair enough. That's the way it is. We should look at it from that point of view. What's in it for us? And if it's welfare, a weirdo culture that we're going to have to somehow accommodate to, who needs it? If we're going to have any immigration at all, we should bring in people who reflect our values, who don't have to be civilized, acculturated, or anything. People who fit. And like in the bare minimum in Canada, if you can't speak English or French, bugger off. There should be a strong program to encourage our people to have at least replacement level families. That's 2.1 children per woman of childbearing age. A woman of childbearing age, right now it's about 1.5, give or take. We should be trying to give benefits to our people to have children. We have certainly in Canada, and I think to a certain extent in the United States, a very anti-family form of government. One of many possible programs would be to give a woman the equivalent of unemployment insurance until her child is in full-time school, which would be about 6. That would be a real encouragement. A woman has a child, maybe 3 years later, thinks, well, geez, I can have another child. One of the major disincentive to our people having children is the economic. And you just contrast the era I grew up in the 50s and 60s. The average person could leave high school, find a job where there would be fairly rapid pay increases and advancement. He could immediately think of getting married, having a family, because he could think of having a house. When you're looking at the average house in Vancouver, starting at about $650,000, and that's a hovel in the east end of the city. Family creation becomes very difficult, and immigration, ironically, keeps the wages down, keeps the advancement and opportunity for our young people down. Regardless of whether I'm optimistic or not, this is we simply have to fight for this. These are our countries, and I am optimistic in the sense that many people, the generation like my own sons, who grew up in a multicultural society, many of these people are a lot more realistic than their dopey parents. You can avoid a lot of contact with third worlders if you're middle class and relatively well off. If you're a kid in a multicultural school, you can't. And these kids become realistic. They see that these ethnic groups stick together. None of this is going to happen until we, as European Americans and Canadians, recover pride in ourselves. Once we have pride, we'll know we're worth saving.